It's Friday, October 18th. You're listening to your Florida Daily. I'm Katrina Scales. A massive bust in Polk County, 160 people arrested in an undercover crackdown on human trafficking. Details of the 5-day operation were unveiled yesterday. It focused on illegal prostitution, with deputies saying 3 of the suspects even traveled to meet someone they thought was a minor. One of those men was 28-year-old Brandon Orr. He told investigators he was a lifeguard at a Disney hotel. 3 other Disney workers were also arrested during the operation. Here's Sheriff Grady Judd.
And I'll guarantee you, we'll be back. If we didn't get you in this operation, we'll get you in the next one. You're on your way to the county jail. You just don't realize it yet.
Sheriff Judd says 25 of those arrested were in the country illegally. He used yesterday's news conference to call on the federal government to do more to secure the border. New data from the Florida Department of Health shows cases of flesh-eating bacteria have seen an unusual spike following the impacts from Hurricanes Helene and Milton. They say 70 cases have so far been reported in 2024, with 11 deaths, figures similar to 2022 when Hurricane Ian damaged Collier and Lee counties. The health department attributed a rise in cases in Citrus, Hernando, Hillsborough, Lee, Pasco, Pinellas, and Sarasota counties to the impacts of the recent hurricanes. Vibrio vulnificus normally lives in warm seawater but can pose increased risks when pushed inland by tropical cyclones. Despite the apparent increase in coastal communities, infections are actually still considered to be extremely rare. According to the health department, infections can occur by consuming contaminated shellfish or through open wounds that are exposed to water. And the U.S. Census Bureau has released its latest state-to-state migration figures this week, revealing that about 1 million people moved to Florida last year. According to the estimates, over 940,000 people moved to Florida in 2023, and just over 500,000 moved out. This means the state's net population has jumped yet again. However, that figure still falls short of 2022, when over 1 million people moved to the Sunshine State. Data shows Florida also received nearly 290,000 migrants from foreign countries, the bulk of new residents to the state. Domestically, New York saw the greatest number of people move to Florida, while Georgia and California came in at number 2 and number 3, respectively. Find these top stories along with breaking news, weather, and traffic all day on clickorlando.com. And now, a completely random Florida fact. One of DeLand's most famous hotels during its early years was the College Arms Hotel. It was first opened in 1884, and 10 years later, it was bought by John B. Stetson. Yeah, the guy behind Stetson University. And by the way, same guy who invented the cowboy hat. Anyway, Stetson added an 18-hole golf course that was considered the finest in the state at the time. 45 years later, the hotel was sold to the city of DeLand for $15,000. During World War II, the hotel was used as a rest and recovery facility for returning soldiers, but the building was torn down sometime after the war. In 1970, a senior living apartment building called the College Arms Towers was built on the site of the hotel and remains to this day. Your Florida Daily is produced by News 6, WKMG in Orlando. I'm Katrina Scales. Subscribe for new episodes wherever you like to listen.